and I am on, it's shifted from Google, which is a male-dominated corporation, to YouTube, which allegedly has a woman at the helm, but is in with a male-dominated culture. All of the women in the United States are male-dominated in their thinking. All of them. Because our family has not been gathering and has not done its job. That is the reason why. You know, I think about how many times I've said this to all of you. I'm not sure what you need from me. I haven't been able to figure it out. I've been afraid, to some extent, to put your names and faces fully in the light, because all I have seen from you is the dark. I want to put them fully in the light even more than I have. And I have put your names and faces fully in the light. They're there. I can make it even more emphatic. But you have been keeping yourselves and each other in the dark. You've been so unkind to each other. I can't understand what I'm seeing. All I know is apparently being bathed in patriarchy long enough makes people hate one another and hate themselves. That the women of this culture hate themselves. They hate their own divine feminine. They don't know they have one. That they have one. They just sit there and this isn't what's ruling this world is not masculine. It's bestial. What's ruling this world is sociopathic and reptilian, not masculine. Because at end stage patriarchy, the masculine virtues, if not balanced by the feminine virtues, morph into something that is not heroic, not courageous, simply there by default, because the women are not rising to their own position of parity. So I love you all, and I'm not giving up on any of you. I hope by the 22nd I can turn this around. I feel that we are in a very fallen condition today. These dates normally would be very lucky dates, and they are not. And I'm not quite sure what I haven't done fast enough, hard enough. I know I've made some errors. But you've made it so hard by total lack of response. Normally, a savior has a little bit of support from the people who are meant to be the co-saviors. I have received none from you, only from Anna Marie and her mother. And she and I, and Anna Maria and her mother, have received none from you. Done. All I know is that something went terribly wrong here. I know what went wrong with me. I stayed out of my hometown for a long time, for very complicated reasons. And apparently the people without me just fell into a mental state that is so stupid that it was missing the piece of the puzzle it needed. And everyone fell down. They had no internalized understanding of their own about balance. And no orientation toward balance, no fairness within them, hardly any. Is with which you've been mind programmed out by the television and the politicians who are propped up by the boardrooms, is remarkable to me. It's repugnant to me. Why are you such easy targets of their propaganda? Why are you so easy? Why do you keep paying bills and going to elections which you know are fraudulent? Why do you not talk about this with your younger people? you older women. Why do you not even say there's something wrong with a place that has this level of wealth among CEOs and the highest military and all kinds of nuclear bombs and silos, but no family leave? Don't even find the words to say that. I don't understand this anymore. I have to say, I feel like I'm dealing with absolute psychosis. People who are so psychotic that there is almost no way to address reality to them. You are not facing realities at all. Face reality. Say parity, not patriarchy. Past, present, future. Say parity, not patriarchy. Past, present, future. To every person you say, that's what I'm doing. And for now on in my life, as long as this world is here and I am here on it, I am saying parity, not patriarchy in every sentence and every occasion that I have a chance to. Parity, not patriarchy. Past, present, future. That is my mantra, because I want to give some light to every interaction, because they are all in confined darkness. 25 years of censoring that fact. And actually, it's been several thousands of years of censoring the fact that there were 3,000 of years of that in Atlantis. Parity, not patriarchy. That's what I have to say. Now, I'll do the broadcast. I may, we're getting, as usual, a little bit delayed beginning. I don't want to keep my emails from being on time. So I'm going to do the broadcast quickly and make phone calls and say very simply to all of you, parity, not patriarchy. That's all I have to say from now on. Parity, not patriarchy. I'm not going to go through all the litany of your names. Your names are mud right now. I'll put them up in lights because you yet have the potential of becoming human beings. But right now, you're not human beings. You're worms and snakes, and you're not people. People would understand parity by now. It's beyond my ken. If it's simple, some kind of envy toward me, then you have to be absolutely crazy with low self-esteem to think that envy of me should prevent you from saving a planet and everyone that you've ever known, including your own children and yourselves. I can't understand this at all. You have to be absolutely psychotic with patriarchy internalized. So wake up and I'll do the broadcast. We have the Statue of Liberty on the screen. And Statues of Liberty. That was supposed to be all of you. Where are you? Where have you been? I sent you how many? What's on that website that you haven't read? Stop pissing on the information that gives you saving grace for your world and worlds. Stop ignoring the truth. And here we have our New Millennial Golden Rule, which links to the website. Have you read that website? Have you read the New Millennial Golden Rule? Is this hard? And now we have our marvelous, miraculous place. That is to take back in time, to help us understand time travel. That you have the ability to understand that things go wrong because at this point or that point in time, people are embedded in patriarchy, and they could go right if at this point or that point in time, any point in time, they were reparative to women, and they related the need for egalitarian society. That's all that's needed, and did it according to the New Millennial Golden Rule. Now, if you're too dumb to get this and it's too late to implement that on this planet, my dears, then spend the rest of your time on this planet trying to implement it. Whatever time you have on this planet before Goddess God stops this planet, you work on it as I have. Or Goddess God will probably stop you all very soon for your failure to do so. And maybe Goddess God will stop me for failing to convince you to do so. But I will continue to say parity, not patriarchy, in every interaction that I do. Every interaction is related to me. Every person is related to me. I say parity, not patriarchy to everyone. You should be doing the same. Past, present, future, parity, not patriarchy. Here's our marvelous, we have with us, the light is on in all our hearts. We have with us marvelous, miraculous, budding, blooming flowers and water. Hugs and love to all, both in each and every one as soon as possible. The light is on in all our hearts. We have with us marvelous, miraculous, budding, blooming flowers and water. Hugs and love to all, both in each and every one as soon as possible. And we'll say Namaste, Mikratuya Oyasi, Mitakuya Kosaviral, Kongsum Parks, Compax Culture, Tibet, Sedlaric Tibet, Jinque, Chap Chap, Sanara, Bahaval, Chaim, Shalom, Salam, Soul, Shalom, Salam, Shalom, Mir Pache, Pache Mir, Ubuntu, Buenos Dias, Merci, Ciao, Shlantavag, and Cheerio, and good day. And if I've left any out, you include them. And let's say this, let's love and live eternally young, longest, and prosper all, both in each and every one, as Equinox True Q's Co-Secretary General's Co-Secretary. And let's love and live eternally young, longest, and prosper all, both in each and every one, as Equinox True Q's Co-Secretary General's Co-Secretary. And we'll drink the milk of human kindness. If you had a parity culture, everybody would be breastfeeding for 2 to 3 years on cue, because the information is known. We got ourselves wise enough to do the epidemiology. People know the facts about breastfeeding. Why don't we have it all over the world for 2 to 3 years on cue? Because we haven't had parity. That's why. Those two are exactly linked. You want good breastfeeding for baby girls, holy baby girls, and holy baby boys like my family and your family and all our family. You say parity, not patriarchy, past, present, future. If not, you are condemning yourself to your own injury, and you're condemning new generations to your own injury. Only worse, and it can get worse. Parenting can get much worse. The treatment of children can get much worse than you've grown up with. You've got to turn back time and say parity, not patriarchy, past, present, future. Breastfeeding, 2 to 3 years on cue breastfeeding, past, present, future, as Equinox True Q's Co-Secretary General's Co-Secretary. And then let's say the milk of human kindness throughout our lives as Equinox True Q's Co-Secretary General's Co-Secretary. I drink on behalf of all, both each and everyone, representing all, both each and everyone as soon as possible. Very delicious. As Milky Ways, solar heart lights, budding, blooming, marvelous, miraculous, Co-Secretary General's Co-Secretary. Now we have our elixirs of Earthsz and Earthsz. I don't understand. We have women and young women who with their mothers who have the names related to Queen Esther. Yet not a comment on how many outreaches to them. I don't understand this anymore. Do you not want to hear anything from a woman? Is that all there is to this? You have problems with your mother, so you cannot hear a woman's voice. Is that all there is to this? You have problems with mama, so you can't hear me. You didn't like your mother, so you can't hear me. You insult Queen Esther. You insult Vashti. You insult all the women of their time. That's who you are in reincarnated with a new ability to save the whole world instead of just one people, and yet you ignore it. I can't find how disgusted I am with the whole situation. I waited way too patient with you. That's my mother. You're a treatment plan. You've become walking time bombs on this planet. You're so injurious to yourself and each other, and everybody has to watch it day after day after day. Do you expect men to give you your revolution on a silver platter without you even telling them that they need to? With telling them that they don't need to? We got a whole cadre of Republican women saying, no, Daddy, you're taking control. You really want to destroy this planet, don't you? I've come to the conclusion that the members of my family and the members of my society deep down have a deep wish to not give themselves a chance. Because they just can't get the words out. I have a problem with my mother and I need to heal it. So here's our elixirs. Here's our fruit juices, our fruit juice and our wine. They're both sacramental. The Vedic India Soma and the Eleusinian Mysteries Anciens, and also all of the cocos and the chocolates and the eggnogs. I'm not taking a beep in. I hope it's not my family screaming that they're suicidal. I would have no way of knowing. They've left this to the last moment. I have to do a ceremony. They know that. Why don't they come to the ceremony and say it? I hope that's not. I'll check it in a moment. Because if I get off the thing, it stops the ceremony, and I owe something to the Mother, Father, God, God of the universe! Who created us? In addition to you deniers. So we'll drink on behalf of all, both and each and everyone, representing all, both and each and everyone as soon as possible, as Equinox Q's Co-Secretary General, Co-Secretary. Delicious, but not more holy than the milk. And we'll drink all the water of loving, living planets that will regain and sustain our planet Earth to be, as Equinox Q's Co-Secretary General, Co-Secretary. The United States is very well on its way to becoming a desert for global warming. Because the women can't figure out how to talk to each other. That's the reason why. That is the reason why. They really can't figure out how to talk to each other. And let go of some daddy figures for 9 months. I can't believe you. You make me sick. You make God sick. Wake up. So let's drink on behalf of all, both and each and everyone, representing all, both and each and everyone now and as soon as possible, as Equinox Q's Co-Secretary General's Co-Secretary. Look, I've written to every boardroom, every government, to the president, so-called president. There is no president. I've written to the popes, the so-called popes, the so-called this, the so-called that. They all know about me. You know about me. And it's your doing nothing in support of me that's causing this situation to percolate as it is. It may be too late, but I say, even if it is too late, do the right thing, because your next incarnation will depend on your doing the right thing. Say, parity, not patriarchy, past, present, future. And we'll celebrate and re-celebrate all our birthdays, conception days, name days, and holy days. Now, I intend on Anna Marie's birthday and my birthday to turn back time. We'll give all the younger people of this list their birthdays that they've missed. That they've missed tragically. And let's not have a permanent tragedy. I told them all, and especially those I'm closest to, who they are. But their mothers don't care, because the mothers don't want to know who they were. You don't want to know that you're connected to Maryam of Magdala Nazareth and that they're living in your incarnation. The mothers don't want to know it about themselves. So how can the children be allowed to know it? The mothers don't want to know it about their sisters. So how can the children be allowed to know it? You're so busy kicking your own sisters and cousins down, you don't even have time to help you lift your children up. Wake up. We'll celebrate and re-celebrate all our birthdays, conception days, name days, and holy days, starting with our Shekinas and our young Shekinas and young Shekinas and Hekinas. Around the age 37 and younger to thereabouts, doesn't have to be perfect. And then, we'll as our solar, marvelous, miraculous, budding, blooming, Milky Ways, and starting with our equinox dates, vernal and autumnal. We'll put them together, and then our solar dates, and I'll say it this way too. We'll celebrate and re-celebrate all our birthdays, conception days, name days, and holy days as equinox Qs, co-secretary generals, co-sifras, starting with our as I said, and with our Milky Ways, marvelous, miraculous, budding, blooming, solar heart lights. And we have our Purim cookie and our Passover wafer that you've been ignoring. How many times have I done this ceremony with love? And how many times has it been ignored? We have a round cookie and we have our Passover wafer. These are holidays of promise. The only way to fulfill the promise is to become Atlantis risen, Atlantis and all holy lands risen, and show our round bread risen and our oval bread for the males, a round bread for the females and our oval bread for the males. I've done all this for naught. I feel like I've spent all these months and years spinning my wheels as if I had done nothing. You're negating everything. You want to live on life without a cosegula? You want an evil planet and then a dead one? You got it. Just keep doing what you're doing. Remain silent. Don't say parity, not without patriarchy. Not patriarchy, past, present, future. Just keep doing what you're doing. That's your future. For sure. You've asked for curses. Now, we also have these other bread stuffs, food stuffs. We have oats and we have rice. What about all those people that you're condemning? Those heritages, the people in other lands that you just throw away because you in the United States think it's more important to get your nails done. I need to get the eggs of egalitarian culture. I'll be right back. Change the calendar, we'll change the stupid calendar. So let's play this for you all.
self-defense is a global center. Her whole love was to trap her children there. She didn't struggle so easy just to get along, have enough to eat. She was careful, very careful. And there was a sister, Clara.
All right, let's say that again.
And then she said she couldn't be the maid for everybody. She just not sure that. That's when she came back and started to self-defense with the global center. Her whole love was to trap her children there. She didn't struggle so easy just to get along, have enough to eat. She was careful, very careful. And there was a sister, Clara.
All right, I'll be right back with the eggs of egalitarian culture. People in this culture are so filled with mother wounds that it's hard to know what they actually think. All right, let's, here we have the eggs of egalitarian culture. Here's me, you, can be anyone. Say it. Parity, not patriarchy, past, present, future. That makes you an egg of egalitarian culture. Then gather 2 women. Say it together. Eggs of, and then 3. Say it together. Then gather 4, 7, 11, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, more, and gather and say, parity, not patriarchy, past, present, future, will implement the new millennial golden rule. Then gather to you 5 young women, 5 young men, rounds age 37 and younger, past, present, future, and say it. Will gather to us new millennial golden rule as co-secretary generals, co-secretaries, equinox, co-anoint one another, and there you have the beginning of the opening of the stargates and the saving of this planet instead of a horrible time and extinction. And then that makes the relationships between women more honest and truthful, and more supportive and more real. When I say parity to a lot of the women I talk to, they hang up on me. That's their attitude. Their mental attitude is so shut down. They have so little self-esteem they can't even deal with the issue. As long as that's the case, this is a goner as a planet. Then we have the improved relationships with females and males. We have so many males who are running around with women who say, oh, honey, you lead, you can do it, you be president, you know, those men are drunk on the wrong thinking of the women around them. And nobody can take them out of that mistake because the women are promoting them into that mistake. It's very interactive. One does it to the other. The only way to get out of it is say parity, not patriarchy, past, present, future, important for women and men, and egalitarian marriage, and also relationships with men. And then each person has the ability as a circle maker to call the circle and say parity, not patriarchy, past, present, future. If you can't get yourself into a circle, at least say parity, not patriarchy, past, present, future. Then let me know that. Let me know you did that. If circle is so darn threatening to you, I know if you came to the circle, I wouldn't be yelling. It's the fact that you're not coming to the circle that's causing me to yell. And we have our consciousness currency. I had such fun making these. I enjoyed it so much. I thought they conveyed so well. You all ignored it for 3 years. I've come to the conclusion that you could be the greatest genius in the world. If you're a female, most females will off at you, and then they'll cue the men to do the same. They'll shut you down before the men have even a chance to consider what you're saying. And then the men, in order to fit in with the women, they'll shut her down. You'll shut down your greatest geniuses because your own self-esteem. Relational aggression, low self-esteem, killed this planet. That's all I can say. I've tried to cue you into it. You don't have no self-awareness. You don't want to know. You don't want to know there's something going on with you. You don't want to know. You don't want to know anything. Well, good luck. You take a lot of precious children into a terrible situation, and you put each other into the terrible time. That's all I can say. So here we have you. Let's say all the surnames and Jen's names of our families that are involved here. Yancey's Lady and all the Native American women. We have Winnerian, Adelian, Morellian, Margalian, Feldmarian, Silver Golden Kindians, all Kindian, Feldmarian, Goldbergian, Kamalian, Milarian, Newcomerian, Lichtian, Leitian, Leeuwinfrian, and Capadia Gandhian, and Minoan, let's say Minoan, and got some of the Greco-Romans, Cuomoan, all that. We have Brad Skakel, Henry Fitzgeraldian, and I say Sagan, Sweeten Sagan, and Herstian and Herzogian, very important, and especially important, and Howellian and Cassidian, and all of them. Many branches that we've interacted with and that could be interacting with us, and that we're not. We're not. And so I'm telling people, look, you're creating suicidality in your younger people, because you're staunchly, the women of this family have been staunchly ignoring the call together. Everyone and I both told you how many times. So then we have, those are the women in the Akashic record. Now we have, they're very precious. You're all very precious. And I've written to you the Marianne Williamson poem. What scares me is not that my darkness is the light within me. What scares me is the light within me. And that's what's going on with the women on this list. They're afraid of each other's light. They're jealous of it. They're so afraid of their own, they're jealous of each other. And so the whole thing remains in the darkness. Wake up, ladies. And then we have our younger people, so very precious, age 37 and younger, around their arounds. And let me say to you, children, don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. I say as a matter of spite, don't lose hope. Your mothers have been acting like jerks. Let them know it. And why is it? Because they can't tell the men around them that they've been acting like jerks. Why don't you tell some older men, you're acting like a jerk? I already did it publicly. With how many of them? You saw me do it. They all have heard me say Parity. But with their wives saying, honey, you be the patriarch. Yeah, let you be the papa. It doesn't get very far. I'm telling the men the truth, but the women who are closest to them are telling them a lie. So it doesn't go very far. If the women aren't telling the truth, the men can't get this. The older men. So kids, younger ones, spite your mothers. Don't kill yourselves. Don't kill yourselves because your mothers are jerks. Tell your mother to stop being a jerk and tell her to start coming to the conference line right away. By anniversaries of my birthdays. And before then, starting today. Starting today and tomorrow and the next day. Every day. Okay, let's give you all big kisses and hugs. And then we have our big branching family tree, and we thank us Harriet and Ray and it's Harriet and all of their neighbor and kin women, the Native American women. We thank Myrtle, Rose, Marie, and Pearl. That it was the Hat Home based enterprise was based on was situated on Native American land, wasn't it? Okay, let's give some honoring here to what part of the world we're actually in. And then we have our and all the generations that patriarchy destroyed here before you even came. Then we have so we have Harriet and Ray and Harriet. We have Hannah and Esther and Libertia, and we have Ray and Clara and Harriet, Jacqueline. Jacqueline, I'm working with. I don't know if she's going to make it. She got too many people around her playing sick games, and is an older woman, and she's surrounded by middle-aged women who are playing sick games toward me. How can Jacqueline overcome that? Women of my family are so busy throwing me down that my aunt can't take me seriously. She didn't go to education like I did or like we did. I don't understand this. It's beyond me. Then we have Kasturba and Radha. We have Precious Antoinette, Rose, did I say Myrtle, Rose, Marie, and Pearl? And we have Precious Antoinette, Risen Rose, Grandma Marie, Grandma Papa, Grandma Dorothy, Lynn, Rachel. We have Kasturba and Radha, and we have Hattie Mae and Goggy and Lillian Gay. We mentioned to Jackie, we try to help her understand. She doesn't get it because the two other women who are closest to her and to me are busy playing games with me that in intensity I can't even understand anymore. I can't understand this anymore. It's beyond help, and Goddess God, I can only ask you to intervene and give these people a profound epiphany so that by the time of my birthday, they are waked up and they are functioning as human beings instead of demonology, experimental creatures that are so busy cutting off their parts of their memory that they have no memory. Okay? And so let's say we have Beth Ann, and we have me and Thelma, and we have Rose and Lillian and Adele, and we also have you have Dorothy, obviously. Did I say Dorothy? And we have Mrs. Light, Sylvia, and we have Bonnie, and we have many more, and we have Jacqueline and Eunice and Rose of the Planetsz Kennedy, and we also Planetsz Gerald, Hannah, it's Gerald Kennedy Cuomo, and we have many more. So now I saw this is where this is shifting. Instead of shifting for Maria Shriver, who's going to wind up controlling this country? I'll tell you who. A Nazi. A Nazi is coming next. His name is Arnold. That's the next stage. And what's going to come with it is absolute horror. I'm not going to be here for this. I'm not going to watch. I failed. You failed. We all failed. Unless you say parody, non-patriarchy, past, present, future now, and start coming to these broadcasts. There's no, I can't make this, I can't get any more sophisticated about this. I can't do it perfectly. If you expect perfection from me after the little support you've given me, you're nuts. I'm exhausted. You got to give a person a little support for you to have a savior. Otherwise, you don't have one. Okay? Now, and so then we have Joel and Marguerite and Joel and more. Okay, then we have all our precious women of our generations. We have Marion. Marion is completely in the ozone. I have no idea what's going on with Marion. Marion is shut down like a flower that's closed up. I'm very frightened for her. She's harming us, and I'm being honest with you. The woman is not functioning right. She had started such a beautiful idea, and now she's nowhere. I don't know where she is. We have Victoria and Mariama. Nobody knows who their real name is. They're kept in a closet. No one knows who they are. Julianne Marie, who's on the wrong side of the fulcrum. Julianne Marie, who's very mixed up. Julia Marie, who had such great potential in her, and because when she was separated for so long, and I didn't know how to deal with her, and she didn't know how to deal with me, nobody helped us. Nobody cared about us enough to be a friend except Anne Marie, and Julia Marie keeps ignoring her. Julia Marie and I, and Georgine. Georgine, who was asked to be a bridge, would not. Jean threw down the gauntlet on the world. That's what you've all done. Then we have Alexandra, Rachel, Juliana, and Francesca. You know how powerful that family could have been in bringing about gender parity, but you let them completely slip by for, it's about 15 years now, without any cooperation to get their attention. Same with Silverman, Sarah, Susan, Laura, and Jodie. Same thing. 25 years, could have been in contact with them, not an effort at all. And Susan's on this list, and she has the same issue, a mother wound that she's not addressing. So instead of Israel being safe from ISIS, that's the name for a goddess that was once there, it's going to be overrun. Okay, no divine feminine, you have the end. You have masculinity as the point where it's insane. Okay, and then so we have it's very, very dark. I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe the level of denial I'm seeing around me. I can't believe it. I can't deal with it anymore. And then we have remembering Ayol, we have Lynn and Nisa. There's another set of deniers, great potential. Diaspora disconnection from me, big fall. We have all the Zalkidian. We have Anna Marie, Ma Patricia, Laura, Sarah, Laura, and Sophie, and Martha, and Pauline. Not I. Nobody's trying to help them to come together except me. Pardon me. I really can't do this. If you can't do one step in my direction, you might as well kiss it all goodbye. Okay? If you make one step in my direction, we could go somewhere. All you have to do is make a positive step. Do it. Okay? And we have Denise and Marcia, and we have all the Solomon Kenyan, Zal Kenyan. We have Robin and Gila and Ray and Linda and many, many more there. And we have all our Feldmarian family, remembering Dorothy and Giselle. We have Meredith and Andrea and Cheryl and Merle and Susan and many, many more there. And we have Lee Winfrey. We have the did I say Kasturba? We have Sonia and Pratipa, and we have Vedanta and other Native American and Indian of Indus heritage. We have all of the we have Vernita, Oprah, Vernita, Oprah, Patricia, Oprah, and Krishnandra, and Alicia and Krishnandra, and we have Carrie and Carrie. We have Mary and Carrie. But importantly, we have Donna and Diana. Diana is in the dark hole, like all the Republican women. Big, the wonderful, great white and shining armor knight, with absolutely no sense of balance. Fragmented the entire family. Hero. She needs that hero because she has a mother wound, and she hates her mother, and she has to hate me because she hates her mother, and she's destroyed our entire family system with that little mess. And she's resistant to therapy. Oh no! Take your medication. This is a nightmare on wheels, and there's lots of women like her. And it's not that I'm not without compassion for her. There's great, she's from a German background. There's great women. One of the best centers in the world for divine feminine is in Germany. Germany has a woman chancellor. Lots of women in the government. She could know quite a bit about her own story, but she's not interested. In a positive way, she doesn't want to go there. Clinging to daddy. She lost her daddy through a divorce. She's clinging to any daddy for any, like, for life itself. And she keeps the wrong cling. It's the wrong direction. She's been doing it for a long time. If I had been there during Chicago, this wouldn't have happened. I know this. This was my error, and the whole world fell because of it. I was afraid to go into Chicago because of the interactions around me. So now we have Bram Skakel, and we have, Carolyn, Kathleen, Megan, and we have Marjorie and Hillary. Then we have our younger people, so very precious. Frankly, I expect that we're having some casualties today already. I expect our younger people are going to start dropping like flies. You've been doing this to them, women. You've been doing it to them. I'm trying to shore them up. I send them emails. I make calls to them. It isn't enough. It isn't enough. I tell them I'm their clan mother. You're not. You don't know what you're doing. You're killing your own children. You have the Medea complex. Let's save Hadass, Rachel Marie, Daniel, Juliet, Stacy, Anastasia, Soma, Vanessa, Salia, with Raquel, Julia, and Raquel, Julia, and Lynn and Sharon, and Hesperus and Athena. And I neglected to mention here, there's upper generation, Jennifer, Leah, Anne, Ivanka, and Ivy and Candace. Where are you all? Where are you all? You get these emails. Where are you all? Where are you? And we have Hesperus and Athena. We have April, Angeline, Edith, and Rosa, and we have Elisa and Halal, and we have Elisa and Sharon, Elisa and Natalie, and we have Rebecca and Sandra, and we have Abby and Sarah, and we have I think I said all the Native American, Edith, Rosa, April, and Angeline. We have Aquarius, and we have many, many more. And then we have our young men, equally precious. We have, and there's more here. There's Mary, daughter of Sally, I forgot to say, and there is Beth, daughter of Robin, I mentioned. Okay, and so we have our young men, Yeshai, Holland Laviz, and Yeshai, Holland Laviz, and Holland Laviz Wesley, Holland Laviz Wesley, and Ross and Marcel and Eric and Tani and many, many more, and also Ben, Shannon, John, and Andre. We give you all big kisses and anoint you as Co-Secretary General, as Co-Secretary of Equinox Qs. Now, what was started out as a pleasant and marvelous dream to give to you to make reality now has become a nightmare, because for years you've been doing the same. I said we all have a dream to make reality now. Now is not 3 years later. I've been too patient with you. You're crazy. Wake up. And so let's give you all big kisses. Okay, and then we have our Winston group. So important, the family there. And we have the Marie with all the family nearby. Julianne Marie and I, and with Victoria Mariama, with Julianne Marie and I, with Georgine should have played a role here. She dropped out. I don't know what happened there. And Vanessa Sally and Harlan Saviz, and all of you connected with them. Let's give them big kisses and hugs. And let's do our big tree again. And if I forgot any names, you include them. And I need to get a fruit. I'll be right back. and we have our fruit, and we'll pick parity, past, present, future, paradisal parity, and we'll say we've had enough of patriarchy and planeticide. You'll say it, or you're going to die, and your children are going to die. That's it. That's all I can say to you. If you don't say it by now, start saying it today and tomorrow and the next day. Your kids are going to die, and that's what you chose, and your planet will die, and it'll turn into hell on this planet. And this planet might have a long hell or a short hell. Well, I don't want to use that word. It might have a long horror or a short horror. I'm not sure. It might be a very long horror. A lot of people suffering enormously, and then a very distorted reality, and then it will be extinguished by the Mother, Father, Goddess, God. Wake up. Pick parity. Past, present, future, paradisal parity. Better do it now. Don't wait. No more waiting. No more waiting. No more waiting. No more patience with you. No more nice. I think they're going to be hard. I'm going to push on this with all my efforts. And the reason the men around you are acting so stupid is they're around women who maintain themselves in stupidity. Here's we have our heart light, and we'll say it again. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. All the blessings, all the greetings of all the heritage of our earth on earth, past, present, future, as Equinox QQ's Co-Secretary General, Co-Secretary. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. All the blessings, all the greetings of all the heritages of our earth on our earth, past, present, future, as Equinox QQ's Co-Secretary General, Co-Secretary. I'm sending this broadcast. I'm very pissed at you all. I love you, but I couldn't be more upset with you. And I didn't do quite, you know, the reason I am making errors is because I'm overwhelmed and I have no support from you at all. The reason I'm not doing the perfect job for you that would have lifted us up already is because you're giving me too many things to do. If you want me to do elegant and nice and perfect for you, then give a little support. And we can come out of this. Show a little bit of support. And we can come out of this. If not, I'm overwhelmed already. Wake up. I'm not quitting. I'm not quitting. But the result is going down, 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 down. Well, you do nothing. Stop the splitting. Stop the ignoring. Make the connections. Come to the circles. And as soon as you do, we can start talking sweet and nice and divine feminine again. Right now, you need I don't know, a whip and a chair to get you here. Wake up. I'm sending this.
Please enter your PIN. Oh, thank you. To stop this session is no longer being recorded.